Burt from Doug Burt's Tackle World here for the weekend of 24th and 25th of April with your Estuary fish report from Jumping Pin down to around the border. Okay, so this week been some really big flathead around. A young Lockie O'Gorman had a real good session up the pin this week, and I think they got like 50 flatties, and like probably 10 of those were over 65 centimetres or somewhere around there. They just kept on getting bigger ones and bigger ones and bigger ones. A lot of those are caught on plastics and hard bodies casting on the flats on the high tide and fishing the deeper waters that ran off like Klinger Bank and that sort of area. So yeah, use your plastics. Sort of shad tail around this sort of size is good, and up on the flats you can use little tiny things like this and just roll them around. Especially got weed edges and beds, you'll still get a 90 centimetre flathead. Take a look at that size without even thinking about it. So yeah, that's the sort of stuff you want to be using. These are actually fused soft plastics. They're squid impregnated. They're really, really good. At the same time, with the flatties, there's been a few tail around. They're chasing bait up onto some of the banks, and there's even doggies coming in around the edge of the top of South Estuary and along the surf beaches. So if you see that sort of thing happening in birds, diving, whatever, there'll be tailor and doggy mackerel, and just cast this sort of array of type lures around, which is in that sort of 25 to 50 gram size. So have that sort of stuff ready to go on a rod. So I normally have at least one spin rod rigged up the whole time and one squid rod rigged up with a squid jig. So if I'm using my plastics and I see either that or the squid follow my lure, I quickly grab the other rod and I catch what I just saw, hopefully. Guys have been also casting this type of lure into the surf and doing really well on the tailor. Young Lockie that works here with his dad, Jason, they were catching a lot of tailor just the last couple of days, casting back in the surf from behind the surf in a boat, because obviously there's no swell at the moment, it's half a metre. It will pick up a bit on the weekend though, but the weather's really good on the weekend, so great weather on Saturday and Sunday. Monday, as a whole, that looks a bit average, so try and do as much as you can in the next couple of days. There's been heaps of bream around the canals as well. Cranker crabs, really, really good. Get your little cranker crabs out and just cast it on the edge of the jetties, let it fall down. They're in the seaway, they're really good as well, and around bridges they're really good. So yeah, cranker crabs are really good, just slow working, really slow working, okay? ZX41's really good as well, the little blade with the assist hooks on the back, got a heap of those in here at the moment, they work really well, and catch an array of fish. I see Brad Smith's charters and Gold Coast Fishing charters in the Broadwater here, been doing really well on the catches of parrotfish and flatties and jewies and trevally and everything actually. So heaps of fish around at the moment. A lot of whiting around the Broadwater at the moment and jumping pin area. So up jumping pin, try around probably Gold Bank and the edge of Kalinga Bank at the western end, and down the end of town, try around Wadebreak Island, Crab Island, and along the channel leading up to from the seaway to the Gold Coast Bridge. On the edges of the channel, fish for yabbies or worms, okay? All those whiting is still pushed out of the rivers because it's just still a bit dirty and fresh, and they don't like it up there. So they're out of here at the moment. There's some really big ones, and there's heaps on the surf as well. So if you want to go surf fishing, try around probably along the Spit from the Sandpump and Jetty down to probably Narranac. Look for any good little holes on the edge of the beach, and you're only fishing very close. You're fishing with yabbies and worms, and catching those whiting and a few dart as well, and a few bream. And flathead, that's all there. Other than that, Seaway's been fishing not too bad as well. A few mango jacks, a few jewies, and definitely a few mackerel. Actually, there's a Spanish mackerel caught there this week again. Last week there was a big wahoo caught 800 metres at the front of the Seaway. So big fish coming in that area at the moment. So if you're lucky enough to get one, I wish you luck getting it in. I hope it doesn't get sharked. That's probably about it for the Broadwater and the rivers and that. But crabs wise, still heaps of muddies around everywhere, seriously folks. Coomba Creek, Coomba River, Narang River and Pimpamar River, all worth a shot, particularly in the deeper holes. Sand crabs, I got a few last weekend, probably saw I got a couple of pot stolen, got them checked, usual story. Yeah, just around sort of Effron Island, Sovereign Island and around Wadebreak Island. All good for crabs overnight, sandies. Okay, that's probably it for the broadwater that I can tell you about. Give it a go, and along the beaches further south, we're headed a bit further south. I spoke to a gentleman this morning, got some nice floaties off the beach at Mermaid, and also he said that there's a heap of boats out there chasing doggy mackerel, and he got a couple off the beach as well. So they come into the surf chasing bait, and he got them on metal spinners, I think, or soft plastics, whatever he's fishing for the floater is what he caught them on. So it's definitely worth a go as well. Further down the coastline, further south again, hits a whiting around everywhere on the beach. A few brims starting to show up, a southern brim. There'll probably be more next month. It's a little bit cooler and the mullets start to show up. That's when the bigger brims start to show up. But there's a few flaties in the surf as well. And a few tailor. The guys that have been spinning the tailor on this type of lure here have been doing really well. Fishing up on the boat back into the surf, but you're fishing from the surf out, same deal. Use that or use your metals and give it a good shot. Yeah, so Tweed River, off the bank, yeah, just on the rock wall leading up to Finger Point might be worth a go for brim and flatties, and maybe the back blocks for the odd jack and stuff like that around bridge that goes across from I can't remember the name of the place. And yeah, the big bridge that goes across down towards Wollumbar. Good fish around there for jacks at the moment. Okay, and a few whiting there as well, to actually right near the sugar mill. A few whiting there as well, big ones too. That's probably about it. So give that a go, and good luck on the Broadwater. And if you're going to do the march on Sunday, respect those of our past for doing what they did for us all. Thank you very much. Take a bird for Doug Birds, take a world. Thank you.